We trying to get paid.
Making money, make it dollar, dollar.
We trying to get paid.
Making money,
Yeah,
make
you
it.
save and invest, stacking up checks. Let's go.
Fair use disclaimer. What's going on, everyone? Sal here, and I'm black at you again with another video. Today, folks, I want to discuss the blatant criminal action that is taking place right now in HCMC. Tomorrow, there will be a well-financed, a well-promoted and orchestrated pump and dump in the ticker HCMC. This is a company that has no chance of ever being successful long term, yet they have taken it upon themselves, those of them who have been promoting the stock heavily, to trick us, the common layman investor, into purchasing shares of HCMC with the hopes of getting rich. I understand why this is taking place, and folks, because things have been going downhill for the pink sheets. Now, if you're someone like myself who follows and tracks the market, then you would know by looking at the FINRA over-the-counter data that's been coming out over the last 3 months, you'll clearly see that there's a nearly $8 billion shortfall in what can only be we can only say is a dearth of volume of capital that's been coming into the OTC marketplace. That's been declining from the OTC marketplace, rather. We've seen a drop in total dollar volume, a drop in total share volume, a drop in total trades. Things are going the wrong way for the OTC markets, and I believe that this is the beginning of a greater decline across markets overall. But I digress. Let's get back to HCMC because we want to know what is really behind this blatant criminal action, and I'll explain a little bit more about that as the video goes on.
HCMC, and the plan was, or should I say is, that on May 3rd, investors are being encouraged to take $100, and potential investors to take $100 and buy as many HCMC shares as they can. They are expecting this to squeeze some of those shorts and at the same time spike that share price. But in this day and age, with the ease of people banding together over a common cause like a stock, it is very feasible. It is very feasible nowadays for a few forums on Reddit to be able to manipulate a stock price.
Understand that he clearly says manipulate a stock price. So he understands that what they're doing is wrong because he used the word manipulate. Understand that he knows that the chances of you not making any money at all are very high because he gave you the opportunity to go through his links and support him and his channel in a different kind of way and yourself in a different kind of way. Why? Because you're going to lose that $100 and he knows that. So he's giving you the opportunity to, maybe take advantage of one of his links to, save $100 in a different way. Folks, this is a blatant criminal action taking place, and we're going to look through that here by going through the SEC created document by Tom Swires, who leads the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission up in D.C., and he describes market manipulation as the intentional and willful conduct designed to deceive or defraud investors by controlling or artificially affecting the price of securities, or the intentional interference with the free forces of supply and demand. Why is it a problem? Well, because it's harmful and affects the integrity of the marketplace. That's literally what they're trying to do. HCMC is not a good stock. There's no ratio that you can look at HCMC and come to the conclusion that this is going to be a profitable long-term company. I've looked at them all. Name the profitability ratio. return on capital employed, return on assets. I mean, you can look at the PE ratio. I mean, there's nothing. I can't find a single ratio where that makes HCMC look good. Nothing. So we're clearly seeing here a willful intent by the individuals behind HCMC to manipulate the price of the stock. Let's go ahead and continue going on with this video, which, by the way, is the most popular video regarding HCMC and the May 3rd catalyst.
Last I read, HCMC has over 400,000 shareholders. But let's just say they have an even 400,000.
I doubt that, by the way.
If all of them were to invest $100 or half were to invest $200, that would be $40 million for HCMC. Not a bad Monday if you're CEO Jeffrey Holman. Now, a price point I want you to be aware of that's floating around, but first, in all sincerity, I hope whoever is out there in penny stock land, if you are taking part in this, I am not trying to downplay this thing at all. I hope you make a crap ton of money. I would love nothing more than to see this thing run up. Y'all squeeze the hell out of those shorts. It would be amazing to watch, and I would cheer you on the entire time.
Understand that that's not likely to happen, and he understands that that's not likely to happen. All right? It's so interesting how communism seems not to work anywhere else but in the OTC market space. I mean, you bring up in America an opportunity for a certain group of people to pay more in taxes so that everyone else can do better or at least catch up in some kind of way. That gets slammed down. But when you come into the OTC market space, hey, we can all get rich. Just put in $100. It's funny. It really is.
But that first price point that I keep seeing everywhere is at 20 cents per share. I just don't believe that that's going to happen. And I'm going to explain to you why in a second. But the reason I keep seeing that number is because of an article that came out on financeparty.com. Why is that article so popular? Because it mentions 20 cents, and that would make shareholders
that's not going to happen.
An assload of money. And so it's getting shared everywhere.
20 cents is not going to happen because the individuals who are behind the pump and individuals who I suspect are probably either directors or involved in the company, either through blood relations, are ready and prepared to sell into whatever volume shows up on May 3rd.
Because of the hope that is provided. But at these current levels of around 0.00018 cents a share, moving up to 20 cents a share would give the investor approximately $11,000 on a $100 investment.
I understand what he's doing here because as someone who used to promote shit turd stocks like this, it's just classic pump and dump language. You got to understand the people who are watching this video are individuals who have, unless they've been buy and hold investors, they've probably been losing all year, right? The guys who have been losing during the greatest bull run we've ever seen are individuals who think they can day trade the markets, which is a losing strategy. It has been a losing strategy for a long time for millions of people. So imagine you're one of these individuals who's losing constantly while the market's been running it up. Now you see this video. You've got $100. Here's an opportunity to make back basically everything you've probably lost over the last 2 years. Is this enticing to you? Absolutely. This is very enticing to you. And I love the language he's using it because he's doing a great job of promoting the catalyst while not implicating himself or using language that tells the investor to go ahead and do it. He's very willfully, carefully not using rhetoric that can hold him legally responsible.
$11,000 on a $100 investment. The second number people have been obsessed with in HCMC is just having 1 million shares. A lot of people have a lot more, but having those 7 digits in your portfolio, which at these share price levels currently, this will cost an investor around $1,700 to $1,800. on a $1,700 to $1,800 investment, if that share price got to 20 cents on May 3rd, you would have just made $200,000.
What happened to $11,000? What happened to just investing 100? Now it went from 100 to 1,800. You see how he did that? I mean, that's a really good trick they did there. Understand, folks, when we talk about HCMC, you know, this is a stock that was just generating not too long ago. Okay, just a couple $100 in share volume. Just a couple $100, right? This is a 00 stock. We don't have to go back too far this month to see, days, April, you go back to early the 15th or the 8th, the 7th, where it was generating literally $48, $49 in share volume. Now, May 3rd is going to be the greatest opportunity for some people, again, who are already in the stock, and it's going to be a complete disaster for individuals who jump in tomorrow. Again, that's why you're going to be able to catch me live tomorrow as we're going to follow HCMC and see what it does. But again, I believe it's going to be a blatant disaster, but we'll talk about it here live on my channel. Make sure you subscribe to my channel because we will be watching HCMC for the catalyst.
$200,000 on a $1,700 to $1,800 range investment. I just don't see that happening, but for argument's sake, let's say it did push up.
He doesn't see it happening, but he presented the case.
And not a single person sold, and it looked like it had the momentum to hit 20 cents a share on May 3rd. You will never convince me that some guys and ladies out there that's got 1 million shares, when this thing starts moving up, and
look, I don't even want to watch this any further because I can already tell what's going to happen. At the end of the day, folks, this is a disaster waiting to happen. I have no doubt in my mind that I'm going to be able to come to this video 1 year from now and I'll be looking at a stock that's at 0006, 0007 because at the end of the day, the company needs significantly more cash. It needs a lot of help. And the only way it's going to be able to raise that money is if it gets behind, I suspect, got behind people like this, other people who are promoting the stock to get this thing higher. Because at the end of the day, you've got a real dearth of capital in the OTC market space. If you haven't been watching it, you're seeing declines across the board in the FINRA data market statistics for OTC markets. Complete decline in total dollar value, complete decline in total share volume, complete declines in total trades taking place across the OTC market space for 3 months in a row. This is the beginning of what I believe is going to be a massive decline across the markets. But folks, until next time, it's your boy Sal. Tomorrow is another trading day. Trade well.